covering the villages for you. Here's Jill Winters and the VNN Lifestyle News Team.
A well-known artist's legacy lives on. Plus, strummers find joy in creating unique music. June 1st marks the start of the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is predicting a near-normal hurricane season. Forecasters with the NOAA Climate Prediction Center expect between 12 and 17 named storms, with 5 to 9 possibly becoming hurricanes and 1 to 4 becoming major hurricanes. While it's rare for a hurricane to impact the villages, it still is important to be prepared. Right now, a disaster preparedness sales tax holiday is going on through June 9th and again from August 26th to September 8th to help you create your disaster supply kit. The Daily Sun and AM 640 WVLG will keep you updated on local weather concerns. Take a look at the front page of Thursday's Daily Sun for even more important information about hurricane season. Dan Wilcox remembers being mesmerized by watching artist Bob Ross on television during his formative years.
I fell in love with painting this side of COVID, and that was from taking my wife to a class for our anniversary, thinking I was just scoring Husband of the Year kind of points, and just fell in love with it. I'd watched Bob as a kid, but I've never been an artist. 22 years financial services business, and now I just fell in love with this painting, and I quit my real job, took about a month's worth of classes over in New Smyrna Beach to get my certification, and just found I really enjoy teaching. And so I reached out to Melanie and the team at the Enrichment Academy, and it's been a wonderful fit and full classes, and we're having a great time. And he's right, anybody can do this. It's a process. You gotta just be willing to try, something to practice, and I've seen lots of people get incredible results with this. And the process is what he's really teaching us there, is that if you learn how to handle the brush, get the paint in it correctly, that's a brush we could be painting the trim here in the classroom with. You can't think about being artistic with that. You've got to learn how to just let the brush do it. Touch the canvas properly, and it takes a little practice, but boy, once it works for you, it's like painting a photograph. It's just incredible. Beyond just enjoying painting every time myself, seeing someone go from feeling pretty intimidated about it to having some confidence, and then there's probably 8 or 9 people here already today that have taken another class with me. So they're building that. I just love it, man. That's sharing the joy of painting. They don't have to be artistic. If they loved watching Bob or have an interest in this, a class like this, mine or one of the other ones through the Enrichment Academy, is such a good way to try it on for size. You don't have to go buy all the stuff. You show up, everything's ready to roll. So give yourself permission to try new stuff. If it interests you, go for it. You might find a new passion like I did, and who knows where it could lead.
Paint like Bob Ross in one day will be offered 9 a.m. July 10th at First Responders Recreation and noon August 15th at Lake Miona Recreation. There is a $20 supply fee for materials. To register, you can visit an at-your-service location or go to theenrichmentacademy.org. Every week, the Ukulele Players Club meets at Everglades Recreation. A beginner's class called First Step is taught in one section of a room, while a Next Step class is taught closer to the stage for advanced players.
We have a theater for 3 weeks, and the next week we're in the art room, and we're still getting 80 to 90. It was over 100 people a week. Our lessons start at 12:45. Our sing-along starts at 2 o'clock from 2 to 3. But we have to give an hour for our lessons to get everybody geared up and ready to go. A lot of people are looking just for music, to express themselves, to get involved. A lot of socialization, as you'll see. We really work on having a good time. It's been going very good. We're very grateful for the room here, the space. The staff has been tremendous with us. And our players and our support people are just do an outstanding job in promoting ukulele and music.
This musical group is also preparing to teach Camp Villages participants how to play the ukulele June 14th at Lake Miona Recreation.
We take 20 grandchildren, and we have loaner ukuleles, and it's a 2-hour course. Dennis teaches it on basic ukulele, just strumming and playing basic chords. and then we'll sing along. And we also have ukuleles for the grandparents who bring the kids so they can take the lessons too. And it's usually we get at least 20 students a session, and we raffle off 2 ukuleles for the kids.
You can sign up your grandkids for that at campvillages.com. And if you want to sit, smile, strum, and sing, join the Ukulele Players Club starting at 12:45 p.m. Thursdays at Everglades Recreation. After this short break, a swim team has a new leader, so stay with us.
Is diabetes ruining your life? Diabetes Relief Care, located in Majuvia Life Centers on 441 in Lady Lake, can help you get back to your active lifestyle. With our diabetes treatment, insulin is administered as a hormone rather than a drug. Majuvia will co-manage your individualized care plan with your doctor for treatment, testing, and clinical results. Call for a private consultation and see how our diabetes treatment can help you. And yes, we accept Medicare. Visit drcvillages.com or call 352-644-9512.
This hurricane preparedness tip from VNN and WVLG is brought to you by The Villages Insurance.
Hi, this is WVLG staff forecaster Christopher James. What happens after a hurricane? Continue listening to WVLG for the latest updates. Let your family know you're safe. Avoid drinking or preparing food with tap water until you are sure it's not contaminated. Check refrigerated food for spoilage. Remember, if in doubt, throw it out. Wear protective clothing and be careful when cleaning up to avoid injury. Check on your neighbors as soon as possible. Use the phone only for emergency calls. Watch animals closely and keep them under your direct control. If your community has experienced a hurricane or any disaster, register on the American Red Cross Safe and Well website, www.redcross.org/safe-and-well. Keep listening for more information, including supplies, pet tips, and detailed information to keep on hand during hurricane season, presented by The Villages Insurance. And thanks for listening to Your Villages Soundtrack, WVLG.
Swimming was a huge part of Laura Landau's life when she was younger until she went away to college. Now that she's retired, she has found her way back to the pool with the Villages aquatic swim team.
One of the things that I thought was great about the Villages was having the opportunity to have this kind of swimming in a place where I can come do this every day if I wanted. And I lived here 4 years before I retired, so I wasn't able to take advantage of it. But then after I retired, my first official act of retirement was to join VAST. This is a wonderful group of people. I am not the fastest, but it's fantastic exercise, and so I really enjoy it, and I love the people in this club.
2 years ago, Laura volunteered to be the club's social chairman, taking on the responsibility of organizing parties and gatherings. Then, when the president-elect position opened up, she was approached with the idea of running. So she did. She is now VAST's new president. She wants to help the team keep going on its upward trajectory, especially with the Villages growing.
So we'll do the best we can to make it comfortable for people to swim where they're at. We do also have one practice a week at Ezell. So we've stretched just slightly south of where we are here. But I would say that what we're just trying to do is give a fun, safe, comfortable place to get good coaching for competitive type swimmers, but you don't have to be competitive. We're also, we're happy to have fitness swimmers. We're happy to have triathletes who want to improve their swimming, open water swimmers, so we're not just exclusive to those who want to compete. We were just recently contacted by a gentleman who is moving to the Villages from Arizona this summer, and he happens to be an ASCA Level 5 swim coach, which is the pinnacle of swim coaching in the United States, and he has agreed to become our new head coach. and we plan to start our new program under him in September.
If you're interested in joining VAST, Laura says, visit villagesaquaticswimteam.com, click on Contact VAST, and send a message to request a tryout. Take a look at Thursday's Daily Sun for more about Laura and her new role.
Here's your VNN 5-day weather.
The Grand Masters Dragon Boat Club has added a new competitive racing team to its fleet, the Eastport Sun Dragons. Its members proudly sport the team colors of gold and orange.
We started forming our group last year in the fall. Most of us came off of other teams. We mostly live in the South, and we know about the new Dragon Boat Lake being built down in Eastport. And we wanted to start a team to be based out of the new lake down there when it opens. At the time we started the group, we didn't realize we would be the first ones, but that is quite a feather in our cap to be approved as the first Dragon Boat group down there. We are very excited at the new facilities they're building there as well. The boathouse, the race course. They have a lot of good things going in down there. We are a competitive, aggressive dragon boat racing team. So we have not had a race yet, being that we just started our on-water training last month in January. But our goal is to be competitive, and that's what all of us have in common. And we are currently in the team building mode. So we are working on getting new paddlers with us, getting them trained as a unit on our boat, and we're hoping to paddle in races starting this fall. On a full race boat, we have 22 people. Those are 20 paddlers, 1 steerer, and 1 drummer. So there were 4 of us. We all had very different skill sets that came together to create the team really well. Dragon boating is moving as one very cohesive unit, and it takes a while to get us to that point to be able to paddle as one. It's 20 people paddling as one, and that takes time, it takes effort, it takes training. And that's what we're really looking forward to getting to that point. We are currently recruiting, like most Dragon Boat teams, so we're looking for very specific people. You need to be here year-round. You need to have a very competitive spirit. You need to be able to practice 3 days a week, because that's what we do right now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't get better unless you're here, because we have to practice together to get better together.
If you're interested in joining the Eastport Sun Dragons, you can send an email to esdthevillages@gmail.com. Up next, we take you inside a creative workshop.
When it comes to sudden onset hearing loss, it's idiopathic, right? We don't really know for sure what causes it. The leading theory is there's a very small blood supply to the inner ear. When the blood is blocked or can't get through for just a little bit of time, it kills or damages parts of the cochlea, the basilar membrane, and the outer hair cell. Steroids are designed, right, to blow everything open. You do a high dose for 10 to 12 days. If the duration of time is short enough between onset of the sudden hearing loss and the steroid therapy, it just works 72, 76% of the time, up to 76% of the time. So that's why we say don't delay. Does it always work? No, but the sooner you start, the better your chances.
Rocking. Dancing.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga.
Relaxing. Or romancing. Thank you for listening to Your Village's soundtrack, WVLG.
The best mix of music, the songs you love. Your Village's soundtrack, WVLG.
The Village Art Workshops in Spruce Creek host a variety of classes and workshops for experienced artists and beginners alike. This past August, we visited during a Lunch and Learn program featuring calligraphy artist Marilyn Gray.
We are getting back to our in-person workshops, which everybody loves because they have the artist at their fingertips and the artist can give them individual direction on what the technique is. So it's really a gift here.
We have workshops with nationally known artists during what we call high season from November through March, and then on the off seasons and during high season, we have other kinds of classes and workshops like drawing for beginners, beginner watercolors, acrylic, some glass fusion classes, all kinds of 2 and 3 dimensional classes and workshops here. We've got a multitude of retirement communities nearby that all can take advantage of the wonderful offerings we have here in Village Workshops.
We have a mini art store here, which we provide supplies for each individual artist, and we also have an art gallery with villagers that rent a space, and you can come in and buy one of the art pieces if they like.
I got to tell you, it is a treasure right here in the backyard of the Villagers. Before I found this place, I was taking workshops from nationally known artists all over the country. And between the cost of the workshop and the travel and the airfare and the renting the room and the food, it was up in the thousands of dollars. So when I found this place, I was able to take like 7 workshops the first year I was here for the cost of 1.
On June 13th, this group is having Watercolor Boutique with artist Kathy Mantell from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit villageartworkshops.com for more information and to register. After its 2019 debut, Hog-Eye Preserve Pathway has become a go-to spot for residents to exercise and even birdwatch along the 2.5-mile loop. It's a location where you can become one with nature. There is a retention pond that provides food for various wildlife. Members of Village Birders frequent the area with their binoculars in hand. Group co-leader Liz Stackenborg says they always find meadow larks hanging around searching for insects. Camp Villages also goes to this area with grandchildren so they can see a variety of feathered friends. Liz says for people who enjoy looking at wildlife, it's important to have areas such as Hog-Eye and the Sharon Rose Weechans Preserves, as well as Fenney Trail. As built up as the area is, Liz says there are a lot of places to do bird watching. The beginning of the Hog-Eye Preserve Pathway is by Cattail Recreation Area at 5219 Marsh Bend Trail. So if you're looking for a scenic spot, add this to your list. We'll be back with more news from Florida's friendliest hometown.
Stay with us. More Villages lifestyle news is coming up right after this on VNN.
The revolutionary Power to Golf Club requires no swing to hit golf shots from 50 up to 225 yards. That's right, no swing. It's empowering golfers with physical issues to continue enjoying time golfing with friends and family. With just the push of a button, the easy-to-use Power to Golf Club launches shots down the fairway and onto the green. Whether a physical issue or just want to join in on the fun, the Power to Golf Club is for you. Visit online, powergolfclub.com.
What's your position, Lunar One? Over.
Repeat that, Mission Control. I don't understand. Over.
What's your position? Over.
I need my hearing aids reprogrammed.
Joe here. We've remotely changed your hearing aid prescription. How do I sound?
Copy that. Loud and clear.
Program your hearing aid from anywhere in the universe with Global Live.
Only at Elite Hearing Centers of America.
This is VNN.
A Villages High School graduate recently made an announcement about his next steps. After playing 2 seasons at Santa Fe College in his hometown of Gainesville, Nazir Mann signed a letter of intent to attend and play basketball at NCAA Division I McNeese State University in Louisiana. This 6'4" guard helped to lead the Saints to the Central Conference title in his freshman season and was named to the All-Central Conference second team as a sophomore. Naz admits he really didn't start taking basketball seriously until his sophomore year in high school. He began working with trainers and started putting in more and more hard work, and that hard work has him in the position now, and he is grateful and excited. Naz began at the Villages Charter School as a 7th grader. During his senior year, he averaged 15.2 points, 4.9 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.1 blocks per game. In his sophomore season in college, Naz averaged 14.4 points and 6.5 rebounds. McNeese State coach Will Wade says Naz is one of the best shooters in the country, and he has proven that at the high school and junior college levels, and it has prepared him to come in and make those shots at Division I. The coach says they are excited to continue Naz's progression at McNeese for the next 2 seasons. Naz is the younger brother of fellow Villages High School graduate Trey Mann, who is currently playing in the NBA. The name and concept for a new restaurant in Spanish Springs Town Square has been announced. The FMK Restaurant Group will be bringing in Bella Vita Italian Kitchen and Bar to replace Augustine's 1812 house on Main Street with an opening date of fall 2023. FMK CEO and President Fred Krimapor says his team is delighted to offer a new upscale Italian restaurant for villagers near Spanish Springs Town Square, as they look forward to serving classic Italian dishes with a modern twist, where guests can enjoy a nice evening out on the town. Bella Vita will be the 10th restaurant in the Villages for FMK and the 2nd in Spanish Springs, along with Coastal Del Mar. Learn more starting on the front page of Thursday's Daily Sun. It's time now for a brief commercial break. We'll be right back.
You want to enjoy your home, we know. To live well is to eat well. Doc's Restorations knows you want a beautiful kitchen to enjoy your favorite meals with your family. Licensed, bonded, and insured, we can make it happen. Bathroom? We work with trusted brands and American-made materials for a squeaky clean result. Family owned and operated for over 14 years, experienced craftsmen and design consultants. We stand on it. We'll make you look like a million. It's up to you what you tell your neighbors. And much more. So relax. Doc's Restorations will take care of it all for you. One company, one source, one solution.
Hello again, everyone. Mark Edward Willows with the latest in entertainment news. Well, we start off on a rather sad note. As you know, last week, rock and roll icon Tina Turner passed away at 83 years old, and her funeral services are being planned, and there has been an outpouring of condolences from fans and people and acquaintances and celebrities all around the world, including Oprah Winfrey. And yes, Tina was a great performer. Rest in peace. Vanna White recently told a newspaper reporter that in the 5,000 shows that they have done on Wheel of Fortune, she only wore the same dress twice, and that was in error. Vanna says every episode is guaranteed a new dress. You can definitely count on that, or in some cases, a new gown. Netflix coming out with a new documentary on the late Anna Nicole Smith, who passed away several years ago. This documentary is going to chronicle her life, her stardom, her struggles, and everything in between, including her marriage, her affairs, the birth of her child. So it should be a very great documentary, which will be coming out a little later this year. Legendary singer Paul Simon of Simon and Garfunkel fame has reported that he is suffering from hearing loss. The 81-year-old said, "It is very hard to continue doing concerts because I don't hear." So let's wish Paul well on that. And speaking of Paul, how about Paul Anka? Well, he also recently admitted in an interview that it was Frank Sinatra that got him his start in music. Frank heard him sing one song, and one day the phone rang, and believe it or not, it was Frank Sinatra. And he said, "Kid, I think you have a career here. I want to help you." And he took Paul Anka's songs to, as we could say, the next level, and the rest is history. Stephen Twitch, from the Ellen DeGeneres Show. He is the African-American gentleman who was Ellen's sort of co-host and right-hand man on the program. Well, as you know, sadly, he committed suicide several months ago, but his autopsy has come back, and they said there were no alcohol or no drugs in his system. So unfortunately, I guess it was just one of those very sad situations. Finally, Miley Cyrus is giving up on touring. Miley said, "I've had it. I've had a lot in this business. I've done it all. I need to take a break." So there are going to be no tours from Miley Cyrus. And get this, she has also decided that she is not going to throw any parties. So there you have it. And right now, that is the latest in the world of entertainment. I'm Mark Edward Willows. Have a great one, and I will see everyone the next time. Bye-bye.
Each time the Village's Pops Orchestra got together to rehearse or perform, director Carrie Nichols says it was better than the previous time. The Village of Mallory Square resident has decided to step away from the podium, saying it was a difficult decision to leave. He finds it particularly pleasing that the group continues to strive to make improvements, and he now wishes all of the musicians in this 65-member resident orchestra well and the greatest success to them and whoever replaces him. Any Villages resident who is interested in directing the group can contact Frank Kelly at the email address on your screen. Send in your musical resume no later than June 22nd. Carolyn Lindgren says they are seeking someone who has a background in music or experience as a director. As for Carey, he doesn't know if he will join another music group. For now, he will become a consumer of music. Live musical entertainment, of course, is available here every day of the year, and these are the bands ready to perform for you on Friday. That's all the news we have for you now. Pick up a copy of Friday's Daily Sun to read about the opening of a new heart and vascular center right here in the Villages. Get out there and enjoy the Villages lifestyle.
Thanks for watching your VNN Lifestyle News Show.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible, so call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Broadcasting and streaming live from Lake Sumter Landing in a small building with big windows near the water. AM 640, 102.7 and 104.5 FM. Your soundtrack to the Villages. WVLG Wildwood.